Okay, I'm gonna call the meeting to order. So Clay Township Board of Trustees. First day of February, 2021. Roll call, please.
Cindy Valentine, St. Clair County, Clay, Michigan. Artie Bryson,
Yes, St. Clair County, Clay, Michigan here.
Christy Hilton,
Here, St. Clair County, Clay Township, Michigan.
Maureen Bory,
Here, Macomb County, Chesterfield, Michigan.
Joanne Shirkey,
Here, St. Clay Township, St. Clair County.
Chris O'Regan,
Here, Clay Township, St. Clair County.
Mark Bouchard,
Here, St. Clair County, Clair Township.
that's everybody.
Okay, that's everybody. Okay, we're all accounted for present. Welcome, everybody. Happy February. Bills payable. I'll entertain a motion for bills payable.
Hello, Board. I'll make a motion to approve the bills payable in the amount of $93,789.01.
Support.
Okay, we have motion and support. Any discussion? Hearing none. Roll call vote, please.
Christy Hilton,
Yes.
Maureen Bory,
Yes,
Joanne Shirkey,
Yes,
Chris O'Regan,
Yes.
Mark Bouchard,
Yes.
Artie Bryson,
Yes.
Cindy Valentine, yes.
All right, motion passes. The next, our supervisors report. High water, we were maintaining actually a pretty good level. Good, it's been down a little bit, but I just checked, it's with ice jam, the water's gone up about 8 inches the past few hours, and hopefully that will cut loose and go back to normal soon. Let's see, that's about all I have on that. As far as anything new with COVID, I've been out of the town for a week. I really don't know. There is going to be actually the Elginak Rotary is sponsoring a food giveaway. It's going to be, I think, the third weekend in, it's either the third or fourth Saturday in February. I'll have more information on that too before our next meeting. We had a couple meetings with the county about completing the Bridge to Bay Trail. One was canceled due to COVID, and it's being rescheduled right now. And so we're getting pretty active on that. Hopefully there's going to be some grant money for us to fill in the gaps on that. The Bluebill Bridge now has weight restrictions. They're not really, they're pretty lenient weight restrictions, but the road commission are basically every 5 years, all the bridges have to be looked at, and per the state and the county commission, road commission did put a restriction on the Blue Bridge. It's not going to really impact a whole lot. Most construction companies or trucks can get across. Garbage truck, no problem. If you have maybe one of those big gravel trains, that may be down to 3/4 of a load. And cement trucks, I talked to the people of the county road. If there is a project going on, you have whoever is a trucker call the county road. They will give people special permission if they have a few trips going across. They just don't want to see any continuous train of these heavy trucks going over there, which I don't think that would be the case. I've been doing ongoing talks with garbage companies for a new contract, and I'm hoping to have something in front of our board for the next meeting. And I'm sure Chief Rose will mention that the septic field is all done at the Harsens Island Fire Hall. Good work on that. I've been actually just had a couple emails. We're trying to set up a meetings with state officials and then Harsens Island Transportation Authority, along with some MDOT people. And then I asked for the chair of the senator who sits on the transportation subcommittee. To see if we can help them out and get them some more information. I should have hopefully have something lined up at the end of this week or beginning of next with available dates, so we can set up that meeting. Let's see.
What was that issue about? I didn't catch that.
That was with the Harsens Island Transportation Authority. I'm going to set up some meetings at the state level so they can see what their options are going forward.
The options concerning what?
Probably funding for a bridge. I'm not real sure.
Okay, well, that's an important issue on that, so I had no idea what you're talking about. Thank you.
Yeah. Been spending a lot of time with potential county water main lawsuit on that project, and it's going to be one of those things where we hurry up and wait, I think, as usually things work through our courts. If it indeed goes that way. I've been dealing with some building and blight issues. Let's see, I have a preliminary meeting tomorrow with the folks at IRA and OHM on our sewer interceptor issue. And I did meet last week with our new Congresswoman Lisa McLain and had a good meeting with them. I just wanted to mention to my board too, probably the next meeting, I'm going to have some folks there with, they have a fishing boat charter, and they're working with Barrier Free Plus as a company. They want to have a free service. It'll be a nonprofit where they take people that are wheelchair bound, or there's and some other people, I think with PSPD syndromes and things like that, out fishing for free. And they need a special kind of dock for that. And actually our Pearl Beach fishing pier would work out great for them. So, I was talking to them, maybe a proposal of allowing them to dock, as long as it is nonprofit. And they're going to be carrying $5 million worth of insurance and all the other things. I just wanted to mention it to you. I'll probably email out some preliminary information to the board on that, but I think it could be a win-win situation for our community.
Now, we're going to have any further meetings on that. We have to consider parking and.
Well, yeah, that's why I'm just bringing it up to you now that we're going to be talking about that, down the road. So,
okay.
Other than that, that's all I have for tonight. So, let's see, moving right along, public comments. Do we have any public comments?
Yes, I'd like to make a comment if possible.
Okay, can you do your name or say your name and address? And
Yes, my name is Bill Halakoglu. I live on 898 North Channel Drive.
okay,
As you know, the ferry was shut down today, and this afternoon I saw the ferry running across once. So I rushed over got in line. There was only a few cars. And the ferry stopped running when it came back, which is understandable, I guess. And when your brother came out, I asked him, I'm an emergency room physician, and I had to work tonight at McLaren Macomb. I couldn't make it to work because of it, and I have to work tomorrow also. I asked him if he could give me a call if he makes a special run for any reason. He said, no, I'd have to go talk to the fire department. And then he asked me what I was doing on the island if I had to work. I said, I live here. He looked at me and said, people don't live here, people exist here. Is that the kind of service we expect from your brother, RD? I mean, and the fire chief or whoever he was, he told me if I want to get across, I'll have to find my own way. Now, I missed some work tonight, which is no big deal, I guess, but it's an essential job being at McLaren Macomb Emergency Room. I serve the community. I'll probably miss some work again. And there's no reason for his behavior or his attitude. He offers nothing basically as far as when it'll be open again. Yeah, I just want board to be aware as well as everybody else that's on right now.
Okay, thank you. Any other public comments?
I have one, Carol Sampson,
Hey, Carol, name and address, or you did your name and address, please?
6039 Point Trumbull Road, Algonac. Okay, I had sent an amendment to the master plan letter to the planning commission. And I would like to read it for the board members too, so they know what I'm asking. So when it comes to the point to the master plan to go through, I want this amendment to be kind of like known that this is the amendment I'd like. And it's, the request is to amend the map to reflect residential transition zone to the east of Pearl Beach Park. East of the pier is a section that is bordered by 2 marinas. There's plenty of room for the development. Map shows this section as waterfront residential. Please amend to residential transition and consider amending residential transition on the west side of the pier to waterfront residential. There is a proposed parking lot site plan that has an entrance to the north of Gabriel Marine for access to the Pearl Beach Pier in Johnny Liga's Bar. The east area is a more favorable location for development, a nice community feel. It has access to the water and plenty of area for the proposed buildings and connectivity. There were signatures on a petition sent by Cindy and Building Department October 1st, 2020 that contained signatures from Clay Township residents and taxpayers that are concerned with master plan downtown Pearl Beach. Thank you for your consideration of the change. That's the letter I had sent, and I just want to make sure the board knows that I sent that letter.
Okay, thank you,
Okay,
Carol.
can I ask one more question?
Sure.
Okay, the agenda, I mean, there was 3 agendas, one in October, one in December, and January 18th that had the attachments to all like the supervisor report, the checks and all that. How come not all of them have the attachments to it? This meeting didn't have, the agenda don't have the attachments to it. The check reports or anything, there's nothing on it.
Actually, what I could do is have the clerk get back with you on that and see what's up.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Good night.
Any public comment?
Artie,
Yeah,
just to clarify
Yeah.
that right now. This is the new agenda process that we're working on and we're trying to get it streamlined. A little difficult over the holidays and with the election, but we're working on it. Eventually, that's the end goal.
right. I do know we're working with new software to get our agendas out more for better for everybody. Okay, any other public comments? Hearing none, seeing none.
Hello, Artie.
Yes.
Yeah, this is Dave Malkovich, and I'm a Clay Township resident. And I don't know if I could explain a little bit about what we were doing with this special needs boat project. Or...
Yeah. If you want to do a short summary, I'll need your address, Dave.
My address is 7307 Ed Lane in Clay Township.
Okay, go ahead.
And what we essentially, Barrier Free Plus is a special needs contractor. And we wanted to do something to give something back to the community. So we are having manufactured, and it's going to actually, manufacturing is going to start this month. And we're putting together a 27-foot boat that's manufactured by Angler Quest, specifically designed to be used with special needs occupants. We'll be able to actually clamp down wheelchairs on this boat and take handicapped children and families out for a day or an afternoon, whatever they'd like. Our concern or our problem had become is locating a place to keep this. Many of the marinas thought of us being a commercial business and we're not interested. And then after we explained it to you and you brought up the possibility, we are doing this basically as a free service. It'll operate on Wednesdays and Sundays. It'll be operated by a licensed captain. The boat will be completely DNR inspected. And as far as one of the constraints somebody brought up was parking, we are only going to have probably 4 people on this boat at a time, other than the captain and the first mate. So we'd only be using maybe 2 parking spaces and for that day that we're operating on. So it, like you said earlier, it's a win-win for the community, a win-win for us at Barrier Free Plus. The company operating it is a not-for-profit called No Limits Fishing Adventures. And we'd like to do a complete presentation for you at your next board meeting if possible.
All right, sounds good. I'm glad you made it online here.
Thank you.
All right. All right, any more public comments?
I'd like to ask Dave real quick, what happens to the fishing vessel on the days of the week they're not fishing? Where is it stored?
It would be stored at the pier on a lift that we are actually providing.
At the fishing pier?
Yes, sir.
We'll get more into it down the road. He gave me a presentation just today in the email and we couldn't get it on and get it out to everybody. So we'll see if we can get them on our next meeting.
Thank you, Dave.
All right, any more public comments? Okay, hearing none. Move right along to what we have next, the consent agenda. I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda consisting of the board meeting minutes of January 18th, 2021, the special board meeting of January 13th, 2021, and the check reports.
Okay, we have, do we have any support?
Support.
Okay, we have motion support. Wait, I think it'd be easier if you guys are on the support, if you say what you're, who's supporting it. Just shout out your name too. It'll make it a little easier for Cindy.
Let's give that one to Christie.
Okay. Do we have any discussion on the consent agenda?
Yeah, I got a couple of questions on the check proof report. The item that says pivot point, and then going down further, the item that says DKY, I guess that's what it is. I don't know what those are.
Pivot Point would be the assessing software that we approved last year for Sherry for 3 years. And I'm sorry, Mark, what was your other one?
That was the, trying to read it, it's pretty small. It's the, it says LLP for 13,000.
LLP.
This is UHY, Cindy. UHY LLP.
That's our auditors for the audit.
Okay, thank you.
You're
Yep.
welcome.
Thanks, Cindy.
Yeah.
Any other discussion or questions on the consent agenda? Okay, all in favor of the consent agenda signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right, motion passes. Let's see, George, do you have a report for us, a fire chief report?
Yes, I do. Good evening. Chief's report for January 2001. During the month of January, I attended one meeting, and that was the St. Clair Flats Homeowners Association meeting in Harsens Island. The septic tank has been completed on the island, so everything is running real good. Electrical inspector came out, he did the inspection on the electrical work, and we passed. So we're up and running with that. We will be starting our new training program with Rescue One, which is that Lexapol program. We'll be setting that off in February. Well, we did already today. I also talked to Lumatech with our new airboat. The airboat bottom is done. It's out of the jig. So now they're putting the Palmer bottom on it. So hopefully by the end of March or 1st of April, we should get our new fireboat. I should say our new airboat. And that's all I have.
Anybody have any questions for George?
Good job, George. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thanks a lot, chief.
Yep.
Moving right along to new business. We have under the police department, new hire full-time patrol officer. Mike, you want to jump in?
Yeah. Yes, as I put forward there with my memo to you, we're asking the board's approval to bring on Jillian Dutko as a new hire. She is, as I put on there, she is a associate's degree in criminal justice, as well as she just recently graduated from the Macomb Police Academy in December. We have completed a background investigation. Everything looked really good there. All references, everything pointed in a good direction. So we're looking to bring her on board and make her part of the family.
Hey, Julian, I see you on there too. When are we looking effective immediately?
We got a couple things that we got to finish up as far as paperwork and things that we have to do for MCOs. Once if I get board's approval here, then I push forward with that. So probably within the next week or so here.
Okay. I see Julian's unmuted. Does anybody have any questions for Julian?
You live in the area, Julian? This is Mark.
Hi, sir. I live in Richmond, Michigan. However, my family does have a cottage over near the Elginak State Park.
Oh, cool. Good.
Well, we always ask, how come you want to work for Clay Township, Julian?
Well, going to Clay Township, I have had family there and our cottage that we go there to visit periodically. I've just always enjoyed being in Clay Township, and I don't know, it's just kind of in my heart. So if I could move over there, my husband works in the Mount Clemens area. So that's why we decided just to kind of stay in the middle in Richmond. Otherwise, we'd live in Clay Township.
Okay. Any other questions for Julian?
How do you pronounce your last name?
It's Dutko, sir.
I'll entertain a motion if someone wants to make one.
I'll make a motion to hire Julian Dutko as a full-time police officer for Clay Township, St. Clair, Michigan.
I will wholeheartedly support that.
Okay, we have motion and support. Any more discussion? Hearing none. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Congratulations, Julian.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you, sir.
We'll be speaking with you tomorrow.
Thanks.
Okay, sounds good. Next on our agenda is firearm upgrade. Go ahead, Chief.
Okay, as I listed in the memos again, we've been dealing with for quite a few months now, shortage on ammunition. And that is not getting any better. Matter of fact, it's getting much worse. Anybody who tries to buy it, I'm sure you're seeing it yourself. The thing is, when we order this ammunition, we're ordering from the same places that everybody else does. There's no surplus or anything that's set aside for law enforcement or government like that. So we do rely on going off the My Deal, which are 2 suppliers that are authorized by My Deal. We've been trying for approximately probably 8 months now to clamp down some 45 ammunition, and it's been pretty much impossible. They're telling us that is going to hold true for quite some time. They're telling us minimum a year, probably better. One of the reasons being is everybody, the U.S. government, within the almost 2 years ago, a little less 2 years ago, switched over to 9mm as well as the Michigan State Police. So the only thing that you're seeing being produced in abundance of production, which still is not easy to find, is 9mm. So that's what kind of puts us in that position right now. As you can see, what I brought forward to you there, the current firearms that we're carrying right now are approximately 4 years old. They are giving us, I think, a very fair trade-in price on them. And with that being said, we've been talking with Glock Manufacturing, who have about the best turnaround time on getting firearms to us. We were going to look at sticking with the same manufacturer we've been with. However, they are not able to give us a for sure timeline on how long it's going to take to get these. They're telling us it could be in excess of a year or better. Because then again, they have the contract with the U.S. government, so those are filled first. That is why we're looking at Glock, which is not a problem on our end. Glock is a tried and true firearm used by probably majority agencies out there. But that's kind of, we're not going to this route because we want to. We're going this route because we're pretty much forced to. And we do have to qualify per MCOL standards. We have to qualify in 2 different areas twice a year. So that puts us in quite a pickle if we cannot find the ammunition to do so.
So Mike, you'll have to requalify with these new pistols, right?
Correct, which we're at the point right now that we are due to qualify with our 45 calibers. So by the time we would get these in, it will put us right in line with the time that we have to qualify regardless.
Okay, does anybody have any questions for Chief Coach?
Well, I think, Joe, Chief, you worked out a pretty good plan with the transition to the from the 45 to the 9mm. And I can only imagine that the manufacturers have delayed and starting production runs due to the political climate. So I'm in favor, basically, of what you put before us with the transition of the firearms as well as the ammunition purchase.
Now, like I say, it's something that we foreseen it coming, so we started doing our homework here some months back, just in case it did go this way. So luckily, we had our ducks in a row already, and we're ready to act on it. So pretty much, we got down to the wire here, and we said, well, at this point, no pun intended, we had to pull the trigger. So.
And just as a point, I'm very familiar with the ammunition availability, which is none.
Yes. And that's the same boat that we're in right now. And, you know, it's something that I've been saying for quite some time, and talking with all the other chiefs throughout the state. You know, we all talk through a Michigan Chiefs of Police forum, and everybody's in the same boat right now. Matter of fact, you know, the next topic that we have as far as ammunition, you don't know how many guys I've got calling me trying to find out where I was able to actually find some.
All right, I'll entertain a motion.
Board, I'll make a motion tonight to support the firearm upgrade in the amount of $5,405 coming from line item 207-799 and line item 265-799.
I'll support that.
Okay, we have motion and support. Any more discussion? Hearing none. All in favor of the firearm upgrade as presented for $5,405, signify by, or if you're in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone
Aye.
opposed? Okay, motion carries.
Thank you.
Next, we have, and I did send out an email last week about this. We had to act quick. We have to, our approval of purchase of ammunition that's Mike just mentioned. It's hard to come by. So go ahead, Chief.
Well, like I was saying, we've been looking for some time trying to find the 45 ammunition, and that just was not happening. And going through some friends of mine, I was able to get connected with an individual from a wholesale supplier who is with the My Deal, and was able to find me the 9mm rounds at a substantial price, as you can see there. I know myself, I've been seeing them. If you can find any, you're paying roughly $100. You could be paying $100 for a 50-round box, which is just absolutely crazy, when generally we're paying in the $300 range, somewhere in there, for 1,000 rounds. So when I was able to find this, it was a point of, he said, listen, it's going to be gone tomorrow, so I need to know immediately. So that's why I wanted to pull together. And one of the things I wanted to use there is our training funds through the Michigan, through MCOLs that we receive each year. And that can only be used for training purposes. So I usually do buy our training ammunition out of that fund and utilize that just for that purpose itself. So we had money that was in there, along with the auditors had wanted us to close that one drug task force fund out. So I figured between the two, that would be a perfect way to go through and pay for this. And in doing so, what I'm looking at is I was able to procure enough that I feel comfortable will get us through the next 3 years.
Perfect. That's a military grade?
Yes, and the thing is, this ammunition is actually not even ball training ammunition. This is the same ammunition that we carry as far as duty ammunition. Usually we will not shoot duty ammunition because of the expense of it. It's way more expensive than what our training ammunition is. He was able to get me this price. I usually pay roughly about $300 1,000 rounds for our training, just basic ammunition. He was able to get this to me, as you can see, for $372 for 1,000 rounds. How he came about it, I didn't know. I wasn't going to ask, but I figured, you know what? I better get on it right now. And I was hoping he still had a job the next day to ship it out. So that's what we jumped right on it. And like I say, I think this will carry us through easily the next 3 years and meet all of our needs.
Hey, Mike, just for everyone's knowledge, about how many rounds do we go through a year in training?
Usually probably around 4,000 rounds, and we do 2 qualifications. We try to do the 1 qualification each year which is mandated by MCOLs, and that is a curriculum that is put in place by the Michigan State Police Firearms Division. And then 1 other time a year, we do a low light shooting, which is something that's not required, but they recommend. But as far as our insurance carriers and such, this is something that they highly push as well. Because let's face it, a lot of times, when we're out there, it's either can be in dark buildings or in the darkness at night. So we do train with a low light shooting as well. So when we're talking about 20 officers, if you figure they're only shooting 100 rounds apiece, that's 2,000 rounds of qualification for 1 qualification itself.
Okay, good. Does anybody, I guess we should get a motion. I'll entertain a motion on this.
Now, I'll make a motion to approve the purchase for $6,697.98 for the police department ammunition on line item 207-960 and 207-960.03.
Support that, Mark.
Okay, Joanne supported. We have motion and support. Any more discussion or questions for Chief on this?
We have shipping confirmation.
Chris, we already have it in stock. It was already delivered. I seen the big old pallet coming in. I pretty much knew what that was. And the good thing is, we even qualified it was free shipping. How this was pulled off, I don't know, but it worked out pretty good for us.
We jumped on it.
Great job.
Okay, any more discussion? Hearing none? All in favor of the motion to purchase ammunition, signify in favor of it, signify by saying aye.
Artie, who supported?
Aye.
Excuse me,
I have Mark had made the motion. Who supported it?
Joanne.
Thank you.
Okay, all in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
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 Anyone oppose? Hearing none, motion passes.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank
Okay,
you.
next we have our annual testing for the SCBA testing to make sure we have a tight fit. Go ahead, Chief. George.
Yes. Yeah, I'm requesting permission from the Township Board to have this annual test done by West Shore. They'll come into our station and they'll test every pack that we have. It's a flow test. It making sure that the regulator is working properly, giving us the proper flow and demand with the regulator to meet the specs of Scott. And if there's any issues, he'll repair it right on scene. And this is in compliance with NFPA 1852 and also MIOSHA Part 451.
Board, I'd like to make a motion to approve the Chief Rose's request for the annual SCBA testing in the amount of $2,135, deriving from line item 206-765.
Or,
Okay, a motion support. Any more discussion? This is a yearly thing that we have to do. No discussion? Okay, everyone in favor of the motion for the annual testing at 2135, signify by saying aye.
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 Anyone oppose? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, George. Next, we have our annual contribution to the Council of Aging. I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the annual contribution to the Council on Aging for $1,000 from line 101-965-96502.
This is a budgeted item.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Maureen support.
Okay, Maureen support. Any discussion on this? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Anyone oppose? Motion carries. Okay, we have a assessing resolution. Pretty much brings us up into the state guidelines for our poverty exemption. We usually have to tweak this every year. Does anybody have any questions for Sherry on this, or?
Now, what's the poverty threshold?
We go by the federal, whatever the federal government determines it is. Is that right, Sherry?
Yep, that's correct. They annually update it, and we adopt their annually updated guidelines, the federal poverty. Yep.
Well, I think I know what the current figure is, but
Yeah, it changes, Mark, and it's updated by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and it depends on the number of in the household and that kind of thing. So it's a tiered structure. So it really, that's why they update it every single year, and we just adopt their threshold and make it part of our application.
Okay,
I'll entertain a motion from somebody.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2021-01 for adopting the poverty exemption policy and asset test guidelines.
Support,
Who supported that?
Christie.
Okay, Christie. Okay, we have motion and support. Any more discussion? Hearing none. Roll call vote, please.
Maureen Bory,
Yes.
Joanne Shirkey,
Yes.
Chris O'Regan,
Yes.
Mark Bouchard,
yes.
Artie Bryson,
Yes.
Cindy Valentine, yes. Christy Hilton.
Yes.
That's everybody.
Okay. All right, next we have a bill for $13,047.50 for project control. Bring it to the board's attention. This is for all the added work we had to do on the county water line. As you're well aware, Piper's Act's claiming a whole bunch more utility conflicts on that job, and basically we had to pay our engineers to go out and research where it was at and where we were at, and give us the information that we now have. So I wanted to get board approval to pay the bill for this.
So Artie, this is new information. This right here, that's new information. 159 conflicts.
It's not new information. It's where that they did the research on it, basically.
From what?
From what Piper's Act's claiming and what we are claiming.
So they have more than the 159 that I'm seeing here?
Mark, what you're looking at is hours.
Yes, hours.
That's Mark.
Okay, well, he said new, and I've seen this.
No.
I've seen this before, so.
They gave us new information to back our case up.
Okay, so what's the $13,000 for? This, what he's already done, or is what?
Yes, he's already done it.
I was confused, I'm sorry.
Yep, no problem. No problem. So, yeah, so we owe him the money, so, and it will come out of the, which we still have money left in it, in the fund to do the water main expansion.
Okay. When's our next meeting, by the way, with?
We're in a holding pattern, wait and see.
Okay.
What, so I'll entertain a motion if someone so desires.
Board, I'll make a motion to approve PCE services for utility conflicts in the amount of $13,047.50 coming from line 806-961. And before I get support, let me expound to tell you that I am not pleased about this.
No.
Not happy about this bill. I don't think, if it was just us and PCE, we'd have a problem here. But we need them right now. We have a much bigger fish to fry. So I'm not thrilled about it, but I do understand the business aspect of it. I understand the research. My dilemma personally is having spent what I can configure is about 25 hours prior to us even negotiating a final settlement for Piper's Act. So within that 25 to 30 hours, you tell me that this issue didn't get brought to the board and it didn't get resolved. So I understand the research for our attorney's portion of it. I get that entirely. I'm just not thrilled about everything that led up to the attorney's fees in the prep work.
Okay, we have motion. Do we have support?
I'll support it.
Okay, we have motion and support. Any more discussion?
Yeah, is this the final bill for PCE then?
Well, there may have to be more work done. It all depends on what's going to be required.
Okay, so up to date anyways, and if
Yes,
we did
this is
the
it.
other requirements, this would have been his final.
Yes.
Okay.
Any more discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Joanne Shirkey,
Yes.
Chris O'Regan,
Yes.
Mark Bouchard,
Yes.
Artie Bryson,
Yes.
Cindy Valentine, yes. Christy Hilton,
Yes.
Maureen Bory.
Do we hear from her?
Maureen,
Maybe you could give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down?
Thumbs up. Okay, motion passes. Board member comments. Cindy?
well, I would like to welcome Jillian. I hope she enjoys her time coming here to our Clay Township team. I want to thank Chief Coach for all the work he did. That was a lot of research at a time when he's extremely busy right now. And I also want to thank Chief Rose for jumping through the hoops today with the ferry closure, making sure that we have all of our bases covered. That's all I got.
Okay, Mark?
Okay, on the planning commission, kind of looked at the master plan again. That's going to be rolling out here before too long. Giffords Webster, they did their annual report, and the waterfront fence issue is looks like we're going to be looking at a third option. Short-term rentals, we're looking at that as well. There's one thing I can bring before the board right now with that is that I think it's kind of suggested that we get the attorney involved as far as him writing an ordinance, since he'll be the one who's going to have to enforce it at some point in time. So just as a note of reference on that. And I think the bridge or the ferry company ought to hire a public relations person. Thank you.
Okay, let's see. Joanne?
Oh, I'm glad to hear from Chief Rose that our new airboat will be coming shortly. It's an appropriate time to have it. That's for sure with the ferry down. And also a big congratulations to Jillian as a member of our police department. Welcome.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, Chris?
Yeah, a couple of quick things. Congratulations to Jillian. Welcome to Clay Township. Secondly, Dr. Halakugla, I'm sorry if I'm botching your name. I sympathize with you. It's a difficult thing to live on the island, especially when we have an ice jam. It's terrible. Not being able to access mainland, or I feel bad for the people that are stuck on the mainland and can't go back to the island. That's a terrible thing. It's a weather-caused environment. Feel free to vent your frustrations with this board, but if this board could do something about that, I assure you we would. But we don't have control over the ferry or the ferry operators, but we will listen to you each and every time. Lastly, I wanted to just advise my PSA for the week is that we've got some cold weather coming this weekend. We have some single-digit weather Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So please make provisions, gather up your firewood, protect your animals, make some provisions because we've got the coldest weather of the year on its way starting this Friday.
Okay, thanks. Maureen, are you unmuted? I got you. Let's see. Are you on the phone? For some reason, she's muted and can't. I'm gonna go to Christy now. Christy, you have anything?
I do. I just want to remind everyone, since it's February, that the 2020 winter and summer taxes, if you haven't paid those, are due. The actual tax due date is February 14th, but that's a Sunday. So the due date moves to February 16th. The office is open until 6 p.m. I want to say welcome to Officer Dutko. And I also want to say how excited I am to hear about that no limits fishing adventures. I think that's going to be great for kids and families that deserve it. And I think that's a day well spent out in the great outdoors that they wouldn't have the opportunity. And I think that's great. And I'm thankful that that company is doing that.
All right, thanks. I'm trying to unmute Maureen for some reason. Her phone isn't muted. I don't see her. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead with mine and maybe we can get her here in a second. So alls I had was welcome Julian, welcome the board. And I just truthfully, I just rolled into town about an hour before this meeting. I was lucky enough to go down south for a week and took an earlier flight just so I can get here to chair the meeting. And so I'm not even sure what's really happening. I haven't even been home yet. My bags are still in the car. So, but I know it's frustrating to when there is ice conditions. So trying to get back in. Okay. I'm waiting for Maureen here a second. Oh, a minute. Hang on one second. All right, Maureen, she's connecting. Hi, Maureen, are you with us? Okay, put you back in.
I don't see her icon on the,
Yeah, I do. It's iPhone Maureen.
she did have it over on the participant list though. But I don't even see her on that one now.
I can't wait till we meet in person again. So, all right, I'm sorry, Maureen. I'm not sure what's going on. All right, she just texted me, okay. Okay, other than that, next meeting is February 15th. Unfortunately, it will be Zoom and hopefully we'll be out in public or in real life here pretty quick. Other than that, we got one more motion to make.
A motion to adjourn?
Yeah.
Support.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thanks a lot, everybody.